Mbuya sana wanu mwanju muri weta television ya ndonsi ya sobere tena ne mambiengia nekotwikira senkambo ye itogo senkwana ye litukulia lero aneli tukira Jumatano botambe asuburu weta breakfast show niko tugatua kwanda mangana ye kisemi chito kirikirengeta mangana kisemi egekwera bagende baito kurwa sector ye kisemi baikaga iga kurwa sibyumbe inde batu mayina ali agende tonyero buna chiskuru boy kaboni gani go chisekire kubwatkana ne mbure nyinge ya ture sensitive ya Kenya iye irire chiwiki berebona abana baleka anentura magoseni guru Jumatatu sebade kya serikali terara livene dijiskuru chikugurwa ne kromra igwensa tebete buna mpaka fatanut sigumedede technical tindi sana kiara tatebetariki lakini rende nanyo nabagani ya studio asema biabundo chukwana ywa mana mange boygo onyorumna sensemeri ya chesses junior secondary school ne bwate amanganamba ngabali bali getu sensemeri ende ba boli na batakiri bali ku permanent desone engorigiri turidorina ngaiba ikeri ineskurugire school tanga bachiro simbali kogenda boygo ndujugorina ekyombegia kubetra kronge kende te kurigire ligoro ya mangana ya school jisiegire miro bekana baroche tagere kubekwa sensi tracking ngabagende bana baikira studio kukwariga naye ribodi ndio nsuraga nikoboli iko kuri bodi gwetera namba ya 0735 330 asimambia boni gaboygo ntora sensema yimitanda Facebook tonyore eta TV boyga sensema ya YouTube na tonyore eta TV katipu torenere na chitaire ridangani uri utaranya gutanya guchane ndete munda yali bagali tangani kurwasa kubokwana gukori moina alia aratukwani na aratutebire ningo ende atutebinande ere ngaya koremeremo ende tumagusukanere bakomo na katiba machugo kwana karibu sana napoko tebi manchu munena aningo tumagusuke ojibosio asemambi yaboni
mbiamono asamari tankoro ku Duncan Ondieki is a teacher aro mwalimu we school ye secondary but secondary ya msingi JSS ye chia begetu in primary school gari no to korregasi na gokiro wikaga igese studio
mwalimu we secondary kabisa sana mwende otodebiro no mwalimu we secondary ando modena iliwono ya begetwe aziji school ko machi korana iko bado botanda numbaro bado none system ya asenseme ya domicile lakini ndengo katurturiria yonsi biasana karibu sana mwalimu karwe kirasi studio karibu sana ina reda TV bra bwagusi pano diangi jasi katibu gega nerara tukwani royando chenjire title
biamono sana barigeri baitongo bakwani asema biabono asamarieta nche muna mwegule nche na binja Joseph ndo muri kyo manene bwiki amagia kupeta soro sabirwa Kisi County tene tabari mu beach secondary na colleges asekia magito ya kupet
buya sana kiamakire ya kubet
kiamambu yakere yatolega stoka ndere tokora kunya kurigereria masilai ya barimu as enseito ya Kenya because toko work all over as 47 counties na Kenya ngima wethera sawa national executive board toka ndere kurigereria masilai ya barimu baito from the welfare agitation and their rights ega simbu yagenderete to challenges ne serikali ngonya kombina na tone serikali kidogo to ensure na it is working for our teachers. Yes.
Biya sana ndojina elingie yinere standby kabisa abusara ngo batumira na inumoshe na bande kratonda tunyo kukwana iga kubatumira kiniambia matumia na mawasha na bande kiani maidena chigroup modern jojine jinge jitagete kurigiria mangana kiara bona antu basokira bandu chigasi abande kuirigiria wekabatu batu kutera senze mitanda gusara kituma ntawaambia kinisigino ntawaambia na nyinyi motumere abande kundeka tuachakire kanonda jakira so mwalimu Ondieki chiskuru njisiekire taraika senze mino ya JSS skunu go siekire tari kende kiagera tari COVID-19 yairana nembura yagera yesku njora kwa negoro yeskuru go sieku kaboniga Ondieki
ogo sieku ko wechi skuru ndo aroche kwa so tutukano kare skuru chi argo chukoigoru egere omo CS we education agakwana botuko gati sasa ya botuko nga maambie bantu mbaira na skuru ono njagete kunyargana ng'abanafunzi mbaroro konyora baikire gutanga na school bagataba ng'abana abu onya goikire goike school to ruororo ono this word to bolting abuna nande baje to bakamenta ngatil father notice abana bano bagendre to kopere school mali anande inki bagendre to korororo opinion yane bokongo mboyo as school kogendra gosieku because the security yo mwanere buja kubwa masomo sengejo aja gani eroto mu mwana achiko soma onyo rusire irenjera nande anene mone ese nseme yaito ya gusi ndoche no tutaranyora bokomona mangana ya mafuriko lakini wega tumanyenga abana bali bakuruchi county ao bacha gusoma gisukuru chetu cya gusina bakonyora umwanafunzi geto ukuru Mombasa ucha gusoma gusi umwanafunzi geto ukuru gose Tana River ucha gusoma gisukuru chetu cya gusi Ora njenka geto gusiye ko kuweche skuru nkomo konyete neregere nganto igora ntu chiskuru abana baito bagendere gusoma na ande abande bako miss out do lende nganko miss tole matuka mange nga matuko nkonya kogendali ne kwerende e curriculum uri fe guchiko ba covered in time lakini nere buya tole ende obugima ubugima bulendwe kubua tobe kuto subject ubugima to this natural calamity tonyore twaitira abana to gotetea masomo
buya sana umwarimu Ondieki nabona boko enda sisimi yabo naboko sharing goja sibali na barubato batete kubwati ngayo ndrede nabo okubwati eringe yatumirwa bona karongwe na sikatibu katibu karongwa ayabona ko kwera wika sebechi agatoze ga set ya the standard yamurigena okumachikorana nat na kubet emo kwana koru difference byo muri byombe abara kinine mote bana nakyo kwanda ngane karuguri ga set ya the standard
mbie mono krato kuliga ga set ya rondo je omo secretary general ito akero misori let him not be misquoted because akwana cautioned against prolonged closure tara de bana school chigoru cautions are against prolonged closure of schools meaning inanaki esa uri school ejimna chikogendera kwa delayed further ebinte binge ko serikali in terms of the curriculum implementation kiagranto what time having in mind na bana nobody the same kids were better affected in COVID-19 wale form 4 wale candidates so but taligote abana school chiguru to keep risk y'abantu abanafunzi baita bayibona keromonto because you realize intumune region yeto ya Gusii ntora nyora serious problems ya floods it has become a national calamity as a state ya Kenya why it's very difficult to open these schools some of those institutions chire peta chira attack na floods na chicha tumekire muna evacuation places bali banyore floods chinde chikuru chende chichori wa maje chinde chibwate echisiekerere kabisa mpaka ne facility ne nyagitali but chichira roka ne chira ase mirima igoro ase floods tari goika na ande still chiskuru echecho no abana inji bade biro bande go find a refuge in those schools I think it is not the making of the government, as not the making of anybody. This is a natural calamity that has come. Again, having in mind in the whole country, some places in Jigo disadvantage others. Now that in a school chiba opened now, maybe we look for a better method of engaging these learners at home. Online classes. Online classes wherever they will have teachers baise ku employ online classes abana bonds people batomerwe link basomi where they are at home so that the batch konyo ne curriculum it will easily work for us especially for candidates
sana ege denginyarikane
especially for the candidates the form 4s and those who are especially form 4s actually I think now started dating era form 4s it is possible
the under say ondie kino jago singisio moduna ondie kyaro je denginyarikane asense me 120 asense mo yakerera
as a candidates
abangana yogo so online during COVID ntu atemete amangana yogo so mi abanafunzi online during COVID diga tote bani kebana nga ense yitule bonika ngaki it is yabantu 90% barabataka bono konyara gosomi abana online katibu tigabu ndife kidogo tali rahisi mtu anyetemete na nitogenda tokonyetema most especially coach atore sabanta batoko somi CBC bonika ngotema tole ko somi amangana online abayibuli bayito ko sense yetole bonika eturabataka nabo kunyara gotomo mwana asome turwe simi kwanyara mwibuli tabu ati simi era nyare ko mu access online kwanyara gotomo mwana agenda ko kore gendo gete ko research amangana ya CBC achinje tinga igare lana centered boni bite binge to gutuma abana ba research umwana nababo che mambyo skuro gotabiti inkorete inkiota korete umate ntunto bwati simi nkapi mwibuli tayo bwati simi era nyari gokorera gasi abanafunzi bali bakoru emechigete
emetenengo
ebuate nande abu already rende babuate nande already na tuteba nga to kanyo cha online classes already barobo ninga they are online looking for those classes mpaka nyete mwalimu bono uyo mutaka erenga itwa mubeka.
You see why I was saying that. I want to be categorical, not that I'm saying this is an impossibility.
Yes,
already some schools are employing that as we are speaking. If others are doing that, we call upon how can it help those ones who cannot manage?
Okay. Ya donation injabwate umugano yo sepechi yena public school still
but the online class.
Yes.
You see the reason why this one is being done trained towards that on how to integrate ICT with learning in our institutions. But now the problem is online classes.
Yes.
The same exams in the the curriculum cover is the same. What is the government doing towards that? That's why we wanted, if it is a policy across, let no few individuals, few schools implement online classes where others are still at home. That one will disadvantage. If at all online classes in Chio, then all schools should stop from doing that.
That's the point.
That's the point. Lakini ikindegeno yaba nimbura yato. COVID-19 yagitega tufunza bano tutakire ko barende kyara nabo ntwarojene nabo abantu bakwanda online ingi tutara embrace digendo geli bono tanga na kiyato konye
this is the sluggish way of the government doing things. It will have learned a lesson from what happened, what moving forward. Remember abantu ba meteorological department cautioned us against these rains. Initially the government allocated funds to this. Later that was a lie, there are no floods. But coming now, floods are with us here. They are trying to fix the situation at hand now, at this time. It has affected everybody, including the farmers. Bono, this government now, we want it to be smart. We are not saying the government is doing it all, but we want it to be smart. As people, as stakeholders in this government, we got such kind of calamities, we cannot be caught unaware. Especially a key sector education in this republic. You cannot take education for granted. Once you've been beaten, education, you find that the issues are not working out. You develop a new mechanism of solving problems. Like now, this is a very serious problem. Abana bago affected once, twice and thrice. Now bana go chokora madem KCSE at the end of this year. Already we've been affected. 1 week is down, second week is going. I know the only thing the government can do, no limit the erusa matukali erusa liabata kera kwa wachiko ando motienyoyo ajiko reduced. It's supposed to be 3 weeks, 1 week, but they have to do recovery of that. But how long is this situation is going to be there? The situation in Avera again, because the schools were closed until further notice. But the notice can be tomorrow, it can be next month, it can be next year. We don't know. Because we don't know, we can't predict about the weather, about the climate changes. Cyclones, it is moving and is moving away. So these issues of planning is now the government to sit down with all stakeholders. That's what the Secretary General was saying. We sit down, discuss and find out the ideas that can help resolve this issue at hand, so that our learning in our institution.
We send na sondi kinkomentarale ekorera koriri embure nyinge ababina ba affected na ba wakanefi.
Yes.
Bantoroji bado ngakyo kwandinga nekera guchira ko affect bano geji ko affect amasomo mono kyaba na ba uchikorena ntubu advese ngakitokora ngakiro jaseme.
Tiganda chakera mangana ya online classes na tiganda unga katibu okobokonga. This amangana ya online classes, it is a failure of the government. The government is the one ya failed in take of online classes. Also for development of ICT in our public institutions. For establishment of IT even in primary school. Most schools in laboratories. nchirete yodora nyar go take off online classes onye serikali nyene yes bato mtu asome tu kwa mangana yo ko inculcate ICT in learning, but then again no to etachi facility chicho ko handle those classes. The curriculum weye go se the a direction to rigireti tota ete ku emulate bito bigo korrekana overseas, but are we there chiskurire ngabone ngachitabu atistima chiskurire ngabone ngachikobutore estima because of billing chinyinge chiskurire ngachitabu atino internet connections our president are going to me at a campaign tool at I will issue a network even in markets happening. At least twale konyora yangere iri chiskuru na twale koranga na bera acha kwikando ene chichire chari goteba skuru nchibu ati internet connection boni gani ntakako na kusomia keraski ane ime igongo tumia chibes chiana kugura data bundles so that abantu ba abana banyari ku access SM yunta etukuru online tigange chiri swali kwa bolinga matukongo sukale na bible na bagwa kana school fees
and good na ba very affected mostly
na ba very affected but ekioma itene policy yegere policy ya serikali ga for term 2 to take through bako mwibuli yakana chibes chirenga iniga bono nchirgo chunya kunyara go change goma ite masomo gose school fees talige to bono go tebinga umuntu wankorega skurweke mambe bakasasa tanko gwaka na half day ya bono abayibuli baka papo goli umuzigo uyu nande baka accepting ni natural calamity yabete they have to support nande school fees baka degere nyare go konya sama masomo ya bana aba ba
bisana kanande tagwera na se katibu ndamuri katibu ekaro matukamaega chi union ni chingora rya ba lenga batindi sana mwajitu mwake ya makali buna bonde interview kwana mole ndio kwe ose mwake ya makali.
No, you see times change and it's about negotiation. You have to negotiate. Nabo kwanda all the street all the time but you get nothing from the street. You can be very strategic in terms of negotiation. Nkikuta etako kolera abantu bago abantu abokora. So previously there's been a challenge abantu korra from the change of being abantu moko pangi jimeza mwatara kabisa mwatuora mwata but you want this you want that but at the end of the day you are getting nothing. How many salary increments were done during those times? There were no salary increments because they were just making that and the government ilifinya sana the unions because of that. But this time around we say we want this, we want that, we negotiate, we come on the table and then we succeed. Where it has failed completely, that's when you use that industrial action as a last resort. Turukonye tumia immediately you have to start or building up. Nangieke moko ligereri ngakimoda gete mokole those issues like now. We want to say that we started it is from the unions. We were calling upon the Ministry of Education to give us direction before schools could open. No matter we were saying it. But it took a lot of time for the ministry to close the school. Only people to go Panyole school Jagodrik. When they're already in school in schools. We castigated that, so that's not the way to go. The government should be proactive very fast, implement issues, communicate mapema so that people watch bank. But we continue agitating for the rights of our members, but in a different strategic way. We cannot just be using the same method all the time. But when it has failed, you know, an industrial action is the last thing you can do. Agitate for the rights of the members.
Biasan, one of the Querana son Dieki. Yes. Kiombe Nati or Senkupet. Petri was a girl introduction, what they have Ettores Curious secondary, Lakini Nande Lakini School Yoboroso, Guamajugontada, and just in it. Kiombe Kupet.
These are our members.
Kupet. I'm going to explain here. I think with the final thing, we belong to Kupet. We are post-primary teachers. In Tukosomi, environment ya primary, te koroking antuna balu ba primary. We are post-primary. Inkitu achieve Gosomera. It's post-primary education.
Primary.
In fact, they are in junior school.
In fact,
they are not in primary school.
Tigaba and Toba Manyenga, primary grade 6. Kongera grade 7. Onwards, we are in post-primary. Igere secondary, kongera grade 7. Une secondary school. Ekoruku junior school. Ere in primary. In fact, in secondary school, all the way back about so much TVET, we are in one union. One on two, we belong to KUPET, Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers. That is where we belong.
By the way, on the same note about the membership here at junior school, I want to say these are our members. It's only that the others who are serving as interns, Abandabago serve as permanent admission, a few of them. They are our members because of the way, the level of the education. Because it's about the promoted degrees, that's post-primary education teachers. Number two, very soon, for your information, very soon, we'll be having 3 streams in a junior school, 3 streams in a senior school. Where would be the excesses of senior school go? Because we have started with the stakeholders. The Minister of Education have made plans with the Teacher Service Commission because the 4 streams, once they will be capped, excesses in the senior school will be teaching in the junior school, with where their colleagues are. Because we very soon, that's why we are crying very hard. Junior school very fast.
Abungu ikatoro lakini wana engane kubeti mu abwate amangana buna tangi ngentiki kyabete domicile diko sige tangi kyabete asi pato mu watri ngani na ta kile
you know that was our initial thinking. The last regime, the government ya Uhuru Kenyatta, under the leadership ya Professor Magoha, the program was very clear. That's why all the secondary schools, CPC classes, and a lot of money, billions of money, were taken those institutions, Korosi, CPC classes, in preparations for from primary, by secondary, CPC. Boniga would be having no problem at all in this country. The problem with because all the teachers are there, everything infrastructure is there, but because the government changes, comes with its own policies, that thing is now a thing of the past. The government decided junior school, there's another stream which but it is now like it is a closed chapter that we are not going to take those classes, those students from junior school. They are very domiciled in primary. They will still continue being domiciled there because we had a meeting with them.
Ngirana se ondie kiasi ne katuta hujidorguri mechande kiasi si weather na inuna ramoko moko bakonya na basuku bali bamana basu pongo katora lakini whatever ne mole school berejira primary lakini ke kara mote no dende no mwalimu manne we primary ente ke gora karo na issue because agora mutake moto ale principal no den tiga
pick up mangana aju from SAG ya junior school ko domicile in secondary school. In fact SAG yuntu boro twanye tigire union KUPET. Intunto bwate SAG ito vene ya confirmation.
SAG mo bwate ne confirmation.
Confirmation. Ba drole ba to confirm ba to ticket of which with the katibu whatever they have given up but
not given up. We have said it is now nimepita na wakati. Already systems are put in place. Toja kakobona and grade 7 yonyire in senior school. You will bring a lot of conditions. Once they have been domiciled there, they are now a minimum like what you are telling him. The person in charge of a comprehensive school. I think comprehensive school because junior school is the preschool, primary and junior school. So it's a comprehensive school. The minimum qualification on the head that institution should be a degree. No, it should be implemented. Because you are leading people, we talked with the ministry and they have said they want to implement that. And then they must have 3 deputy principals. Because the deputy principals, head teacher of that school. Once at the grades, we have so many people in senior school, but in grade D1, C5. Head those institutions.
Led by tiga speak for myself na ndin kwane revali ba mi to bon speak on bale in junior school. Ntobwati any problem koba led by those, they are our elders. Bali na bantu verene abanene kemi akagutobwa. Some of them go come but outright but we have those degrees. aya ntutu akorire baka masters ntuntu bwati segende as long as umuntu akokora boronge as long as omaite for a person to be a head of institution again go kabwendo go providing guidance kerenko muchiro romo tenga iga to bwendo go koraiga if he is open to change akole bintu bunata ke tokora nchitimbu ati muchando ndo bwanzo noro mukero kene mara ango konyora so mungusana noko chioru nesi chiskuru chiri toro jirede tu we are young tax nande to achire totaza ko kora changes very fast we want this laboratory for us to do this ntota ketege ntogete tonyale ko kore kendege kwaga ne ko request moinali umungusana nobo abubono no esegie kurura but tiganda wana mono chi head of institution chi nyinge mbaro robali open to change ba go tebanga if onya na we go tagete ebese nere gaiga puata korango torore yaba possible ntundo bwate segi yonse na heads of institutions bali yiboro nese gitu atigere kupet na ba go to choranga ningo tagete kora nyagete if possible na go tebanga tiga tora be employed intwe na bora nyora
kitanere bano bwate kare
toko be employed na bora nyora ngato cha ko ngaya sege chuni no mwange to mutalo yo CBC ni monyo manyete bono ta kubwate no deputy obo egere na yuto nyora to anyora ka toro ko
you know why he says is speaking right and that is the language we want to have
yes
so that the balibaro already ororo na ubajag this system and I'm happy my brother is confirming they have no problem working with them. By the way, most of them they have upgraded their masa karabo. Abando go atwa degree now they have a masters. That notwithstanding, and ndo korosa wajitedi na bono there is a principal in a senior school which a kobe principal jit stream musatu. And there is a principal in a comprehensive school which a kobe principal ni stream 12. So that's why we were advocating for them for now because they have started off this program. Nduntu tageta banta abara ubuya abari junior school abantu baita bara ubuya but we also want esa uri abantu ba stagnate mono in these groups abari senior school. Bana abantu bari C5 D1 abantu bari C4 babwate bagokora abantu baira ne park iga baye umuna debut what debut principals or deputy principal of junior school, deputy principal of primary, and deputy principal of preschool. In that way, we'll have removed the backlog. But the munateva again, they can bando kia babauja kora. That's why their agitation, mama did their fate.
Abuno atura nasi undiye katipo mayokwana. Ngayimbra jako batuera. Ngayimbra jako batuera bono. Esku ya kwegurero tangamole school.
Escuro yar kweguru lero tanganto le escuro no ya na kanire ntwali kutoka escuro na chigoro boni lero itukokili to lero na ramis to lero jumatano
yes
na basoka mugaso mukabine secretary venga ma bichi escuro chigoro you will not find omwalimu okoroku omwalimu or internship or junior school na ni ntora abange in fact institution yane tora abantu ba internship barenga bane to konyora mwalimu kerasi ekena no yomo bono talinge mbure ya chaka kututwera in fact no chembure yigotu there is a way the natural environment way feed itself igeta abantu abali baganga ga kimuta ko solve amangana y'abantu aba nyumwe mbure yetarakora gotu egere to nya sayo ko bategerete
nakimono mwenyorede katibungwere ninga ngo mubone ndigore ngane ngakimwenyorede association ni muri body how did ngakimwenyore to
association like
ya bunabona emechande mwenyo nabona to kwanda kerazi ngegera na ni rigo ngakimwenyore to
ngakitwenyorete se association liguli mbetete na lilibete to muntu gosomi Nairobi liguli mbetete na lilibete to muntu gosomi Mombasa liguli mbetete na lilibete to muntu gosomi Kisumu bono association yeye we thank very much Kupet mbato invited to their ADC Nairobi last year some ba pigeted the county leadership abukonyora twetokezire ali aone sengecho segie talibone gatwanye chaka twanye chagete mapema last year ngakimutara to amaruba ito sengecho baza tebetinga no mwako yo mubuka togokora of which ndo chenge twanga ini tu esenge njoyo no mwako kabere to range gukura
lakini ngo mwanjira ni to mwako yino
omwako yo
muganjira
togaje o erete kale sana konyora twangeire kulera konyora no kupet in their which is our mother union bagareba ngake abana abando cyo inkolera baleke nkango to balete ADC to tegerenki ngige kugerera bakulera
bino
tukagenda Nairobi Kasarani ororo no batokonye tukanyora unity eli ya country wide unity boni gege ntungu kwana gaiga na kige ntu isaranse makweni ya kwana ige ntungu kwana ga na kige omuntu ole taita taveta kwana what I'm speaking here na kige omuntu ole Mombasa county ya kwana Kisumu and Homa Bay all of us are speaking the same language
ndetura bwatira bungo gendrura kinanti anda na sikatibu ta kirege kata bona katibu association yetu bwathe ya JSS ubate na lero mbali kwira na school na kyonyero ja
again that I got tell you about JSS that I got tell you na it is an illegality umwalimu kulikuwa an intern and it was pronounced in our courts in employment and the labor relations court a ruling ekaba made na an intern no mwanafunzi ojire gukora bali bakora teaching practice otara college school nero kuli kumne intern that's the interpretation of court but the mandate of Teacher Service Commission is to employ teachers who are qualified qualified in which way and as a teacher who has been purported to intern on your junior school no mwalimu osometa akakora ka graduate from a university who had the degree aka go ahead to present his or her papers to the commission for registration the same commission etagere ku employ ekamo register ekamo TSC number nere ukolika number ile ngoli mno mwalimu akalikwa muna akalikwa nse muna oyo wabero mwalimu obwenda koliko bamaire goja now ahead to do an illegality komoegasi as an intern Timothy was not conda but that's not their conda because what they have been given just peanuts omwalimu uyo nabako endeligerie kasi ali kuna kwa bako liko board of management school yoli lakini an employer Teacher Service Commission it is their constitutional mandate kolika abalimu not in intern nakiyako gara there is an issue there abalimu abatoke na mbali school the Teacher Service Commission will not do anything to them because mbagenda court calling stay orders na baraendera abalimu bandera go serve but the court also told them wait that thing was ruled ganya bono because of that inje abantu ndojereta mabera na banafunzi na bayibuli baito bali batakire go some na ndi munadani kaniyateba nyasaye ningo embura yajire embura yacha yatenenirije school eserikali erangeli abantu the boardroom bayikaranse bakuana about this issue yabalimu aba because a court ya pronounce itself mokwanda go prolong the issue of JSS abalimu abagosomya as interns schools jigoru mbatoko still nabengana abana bankabale
do you think that the government is willing to go kwana bekera
no kereta rijo kwana nabo what is the way forward because ngabeta kurusia abantu bandi balike ngoja kurusia abantu bandi balike because these are the pioneers
I know roje would will no roje
if the government will not listen the work of the union is to force it to listen. And the one way to force it to etegerera abalimu abaito no go boycott yegas kero boycott yegas mo bakobeka basomi because already omanyana abalimu aba bagosomi junior schools bakoleru retooling bakoleru amangana ba sensitization bagosomi CPC bakoleru a lot of issues bona abalimu abale very equipped na mangana CPC mwalimu tayo in this country no na bale senior school bamaita mangana CPC na bana ba junior school. They are coupled with that. If the government will not absorb them, a CPC it become a sham then. Eko be shell na ndebo ntuta yora aje to ko ruzi mwalimu zire school mo neta jake ko so CPC ko so employ yo monto ndebo niga aja ko so mi abano mate babere 2 classes 7 8 otebe na bona abatu abaseri we have brought new cohort eja ko so mi CPC the tooling and the training yora abakore baka bacha ko understand what they are supposed to do it will take time abana will be affected so it is high time the government moves very fast etegerere. We don't want to know where they're going to get this money from because money is there.
the only thing we want them to do baraba amarube a confirmation chibesa serikali wazi nyingi baba amarube a confirmation because the economy is doing very well, unlike what was doing the other time when the government was crying there's no money. Today we have a lot of wastage. The government wastes a lot of money in projects itariko konya instead on angeko beka this money more to the education.
Ngina naso ndiye ndi moja kumanya na bono na magoso ko bintan ekere ko tiaru gose mechando ne bono muederete mo magulia raisi na bono ndoto gintan kero kwira ni magoso maje semester ma ko endera asemambi yaboniga danka
mbi yabono tiga nchakere ese katibu soge rado tebri ke maende pi boniga no gedo rusie professor oli ole korosi ode kolike curriculum ya CBC umubeke birasi birime kene ke yara kolike raskeli the only right person ora nyara go somia bana bali grade 7 boniga da grade 8 ni ntu because one eba tuile bakatobeke grasi bakatosomi curriculum weyo we went back to school nkwambulira izwali elio tuacheze bakorero ngendo ko retooling all our holidays last year they were used in retooling ndonyo leti holiday bona bali mu bande bonse bakonyora ebirasi tu alenga kosomi kwa mangana ya CBC all the holidays. Number 2, we have learned through experience into tua barabwe bali gete into bato somiri tuanye testiri tuadero lenga ya igana bato sometika tikato wadi jasi geso iga. So we have known the best way to ranyare go calculate curriculum we you asabana. You know, it's one thing only get curriculum and it's another thing when you implement asabana. Into we have gone all through the process. Bono to amanyirenga iga igongo kuna iga ankuna iga kingo kuna iga te kunyarikana. So the best people paranyare go somia bana nintu and if we don't, because we also struggled with it 2023 term 1 ingima it went to west isengo konyora vitabu mbiracha konyora ntora master curriculum konyora ntora manyanga kitoko genda tamu tutoka struggle norojo no mundara struggle nege tugete kero ukela nisenge che twari kuisaransa botuko na isaransa nasoma mambi nagende kirasi na mambi nasoma naso ikirasi menasomi bono all that struggle bon na master ni mai take were nde jwe kogenda tiga ngchese ezukwambuli nganga jiyo muchando tu amanyere
tu muchando
so last year towards the end of the year kere tu master got to think now we are ready for this esenga tiga tonyoro kejo mwako yo mo ni internship esenga jongo to somi mwale ngerende tu anyokolire toliko bono PNP tokole bintu buna mwatu buna tu abibanyire bakakana bakanya gotorongelinga to renew ebintebyo. Immediately we moved to court.
The contract ya
1 year.
Yes it.
Jaelire bangire bono baozenga renew. Bono tokateke yabanta batonju gerede nanga kitoko baiga. Iningora arere court straight. Umuntu yo ga ngainete iga bono maige bitakonga. Iga to igwarete ga maige likirega. We are learned into a chite school. Before ndara saina ga sagaragaliga internship nazo medenga tayunga 12 months non-renewable, one-time contract non-renewable. But on trade and statement, bali get about the territory ni. We moved to court. Employer ya ito ekaba bantu bali intimidating. Baka intimidate, baka renew elia bantu chi contract. Baka tumia chi county director, chi sub county director ko ngaya to intimidate. Oh to ababutire, oh to abarusrio. Up to day, omuntu na ro touch to renew, but that person is still getting those stipends. Tari ni weti. Tachi ko lika isakaralini. Baka enda bakalika, but they renew it, banye renew it on our behalf. Tali tuto cheto ko lika bintu biri. Tuare renew it tokaenda court. Then the ruling now tokaenda chi court hearing, TC coming to court, TC mbali go cha court, ruling egasoke gatabanga. In fact, this entire thing it is illegal. It is not there. There is no policy anywhere stipulating that mwalimu or registered full na bwenda koliku as an intern.
Bien sana. Nataka nsome SMS katibu ngomantore arafu katibu wete na ondie kia tebiri na mpa beta intimidated. Inubunya union ingi mwa korete inde kuba konya ekero komenta kirwata komenta mago nganja nsome SMS.
We tried to push for this. But the government became cheeky. nah, there's no money, we want to do ABCD to employ them.
But
do you know where this government has been cornered? Today where we are seated, from time munakuwa manyete munanindu munatualigetu chigazi cy'abarimu cyarotangazwe gaseti. You know where initially as nago cyagera na eserikali nebwate cyose cyarotangazwe gaseti to apply pake skuru eri kirona skuru gede nebwate libagagete to apply rero ngo kirororo
yanji
gazi jinga ichire chigotara chigali cy'abajumbe ime
Mariara isiribo.
Abantu bagurikero through the streets. Abantu manya bagodene na rero. Omanye na this country ya lack direction. Omuntu dene no beka abantu ba ino office CD abo office so babwete na kwata maruba yamba akebicha na to abalendere employment letters from Teacher Service Commission. Where is the integrity? Where is that? That's why we cried that. And there is a very serious petition in the education committee as a parliament. Whereby most of us are come together and we are saying intake must be addressed. The reason being, only abantu bako employed like that. Abantu balikirwa bange sana in this country, whether at those means. Abalinde bali CSS, abali junior school, bali ndeko serve as intern. Mbara nyora that opportunity. What does that one tell us? Somebody is being employed there permanent and pensionable or graduated in 2022. Somebody is there 2014, 2015, and then serve as intern. That is where the conflict is, and that's where you will never see abarimu back to school because already they are demoralized, already abarimu banyore pressure, banyore their colleagues, basometi, abande bale basometi abanafunzi bakana university balikiru, babatigire bado bako serve as intern. Abantu balingena ku colleges they have been employed. Boni go orentero umuntu nante tenkuligani intern ta wanja. Out there, the under tema, there are so much chumbo, and there was somebody else. That is the route we are talking about. If that one is withdrawn to also Omega City, Teacher Service Commission, ya Tanga Sire, let me tell you where our greatest fear is and why the direction CSS is taking. Nagotagenda skuru, inkikerege ntekia. A reason, ntomanyirete serikali inkirengereti. Through the Teacher Service Commission. Now, when the end of the contract, patanga sama the employment. Kero monta apply including Barbara go serve as intern. Kero monta go apply more if you served as intern, you will be having an advantage. Muna ba the relief teachers. The relief teachers, there's a time we had the relief teachers. Bako genda go apply, but the one the relief teachers are maxinaro bugate. Kwa umanya konyo employment. Ndota in that direction. Ababa saviri, ba kwa maruba aba permanent and pensionable so that the jobs employment chiko chako tangazo. Chitangazo upya amande ba apply. That is the conflict here.
Pia sana. Ndiye kiwe mkio kaboko kinataka ndasomije SMS kibora kwa ni kiwe mkio kaboko kera.
Na nataka nchipino na mangana ya maruve
na second igante na SMS
one second it won't take a minute amangana ya maruve gutara eschigari chichi member of parliament mwiso ndo mwa host mo member of parliament ga nanda akabata the true thing bo machoge burabu amaruve naindamu and it is true ono tutagiteiga through Kupet, right? The guy task Kupet. Let us see Katibu, let us see the Secretary General Akelo Missouri going out there and questioning this thing. Second, it is one thing go at the grassroots level, but at the hell Muigorogali, is the Secretary General tasking TSC to about this thing.
Petition,
but have we seen it being talked about? Do you know what is being talked about in the open? Let us hasten what is happening. This is what is happening. And let me confess the truth here. I have very many friends. Born in PNP. PNP. Mwana na asometi kinda attachment inchi as you see me here. Ngasome mwana attachment. Nkaira na university ngakura nkaira na wakora chikonda in senior secondary school. Okolire boni ga mwana ikabwate family akonyerageri. Abwata Bible akorageri. He is doing well. Ongere ko invest. Look at me here. No beso butokwa ire 17,000. I cannot take care of my ailing parents. Our parents are growing old. Nga kinko nyara kolenda Bible yao. Nga kinko nyara kolenda family ya. Nga kinko advance professionally. Bono tigati ese come out. Eto tebinga. Mingo obwenta kulika balimu. Onye ne TMP. Mmanyendika nebintu ebitoko koli kugega bya internship ngekuli ye mu MP one nga kyomorai egere di application ya ne turu wo mu
you know that one is a very serious statement. We cannot allow our member of parliament to become the employer. It's not anchored anywhere in the constitution.
Lakini watene ngwana na bara marube.
Where they're getting them from. A problem babwate bagwe expose. Onya kwagenda kwa uri rube silently by the Teacher Service Commission kwanda kokonya abantu bawo jana bachumbe ngo address. Gendo ke kole bubisi. Deja go to tangasera nangwe tuli rube ojiko konyo umuntu 1 or 2. But the letters into one on interested na bachumba aba. Etoli interested with the commission. Bachumbe babwa dimagoso.
No ya bachumbe.
Babwa dimagoso.
Yes.
But babwa dimagoso. Abachumbe bagenda basaba marube bae.
Yes.
Baji etikoiba. So the person, the institution, to task, it is Nancy Macharia, the CEO, to take responsibility under the Teacher Service Commission. So the commission should revise its notes. When they are exposing us to this kind of scenario, so it has become a problem. It has become a profession because you don't know who. That's why we want that commission at 85 its integrity. Because we used to have to employ abantu transparently abantu bamanyana rero njo mwaka one this year ngolikunde next year my colleagues imbalige tubono inche next year ngakoleteki karo. So that one the commission strongly Duncan, we are not dealing with this member of parliament jabaendera kuya maruwe no nyana arenga but we deal with the commission and the commission now the evidence, it is the mandate, it is known, it is the mandate of Teacher Service Commission that is their mandate. If they have failed the mandate, we can even petition. If we have those kind of letters coming out like that because we have evidence, we can take them to court. The way the member of parliament of Kitutu was saying, we could have evidences. Yes, was here the other day. We take them to court. But by parliamentary education committee, they explain nanga iya maruba ya guetera atoka in the pockets in the vehicles of yaba. That is what we want to do.
You will read them. TSC nere went to tasked. Let me tell you, a voice recording, yomo staffing officer on Nairobi.
Yes.
Or whatever open linga, amarube, aba MP kereba achire. They have to give them letters. Outrightly. I have the voice recording here. If it's possible, now to going to play. But akukwananga MP and the Jones morning walk into TSC. Lazima wamarube. Tukambulinga, why do you have to do that? These are the people who sit down in parliament but to create budget, and you know how hard they can become sometimes. So for us to soften their hearts, toboro bichinkoro, bai kuikatoba maruba. Na tukabulirende onye mukoba intwali yitolenda ali yo mwana mutaka ali togutangaza rutwarwanirira ingire ne mutanya kunyatangazira aro egere turwanirire akatabanga most of those lots chabere consumed na maruba yabakwena na gochumuinoga na kinabuliri swali eliga tiga batotebinga korulero pagera ini bwo mubungo ino aba maruba of which nade bakonyerana bakonyerana ina partiality umubungo oli olenge gaiga na ero mubungo one angatara na maruba kwanye kumuyu
Viesana katibu ateberuna kwa ngabara bune union babu atiegenteke baina kina montokoriko mwalimu TSC na nne utakire kwenda na marube na ndi na good procedure tia nganjene so meje SMS ndoje valin kirbao tena watching live from Bonchari online classes can't work to learners in the village. Where are they going to get gadgets from for them to be online? Are we forgetting that most learners come from vulnerable families and all they can get access to ni pattern mobile phones? Yani mulika mwisi nene na ranywa. Let us learners wait until then for them to go back to school. Ati katokanya twensi tuira ne school. Ama chepapa nero Julius Baswit. Nero no ali me yumorobelio out there teaching online is practically impossible. Bando sinjio, it's very expensive. Mulika mwis phone na jaba ibadi babwate mjigo so online. au then shombiere kabisa iko moto kama pasi bakwaniri kabisa au then online classes will be discriminatory gochase abana bande Daniel D senior mweresa then in this country it is true that online classes especially in public school is impossible because even teachers are not enough. 7% of Kenyan population have no smartphone. Ite konyarikana kabisa hii CBC works very well in private schools. In public schools ekinege ntege kone sana ngokatonde na CBC and then karitata ze private school joka KPLC wa mwa stima inakuja lini ana ekinge konyarikana online classroom teyo Daniel D senior mweresa ndo they honest in public schools more especially junior secondary schools hawa watoto awendangi kusoma wako mkutano tu because ni our locality here naona kuna unapata iko yani lao tena bani bari 160 class na balimu barabake igoteri igo merobitera babuya sana akubona bali serikali erona kya bantu bakoligwa Amos Magangi ondara tena Teachers Service Commission should confirm and compensate GSS in terms as court ordered. We are not going to relent the ongoing strike. We as GSS teacher 17k is just a drop in the ocean comparing to the work we do at school. Out then 17 jiriba wakano ne chibe singe sana iguba gere pa month na bonyo chibe sene ngomo mwalimu akoli ngo tumekale bigibiko segali transport kana bakonya atabu atikenda kwera nyomba. By the way mayaka kangwana that the current government is not ready abagwake simbali kola atika sinini na butware kola ajisoma bakariko Tanzania sinda kinende like SMS mayaka kangwana that the current government is not ready to educate children of the poor. Do that but the basomi bali bare abatene kuna banyari ba kutokambera kile tukikene kyae Fukita Bruce out and from Mosojo I'm locked in. We are not going back to class. Come rain come sunshine. Let them deploy senior school teachers to come and teach. Nas Mashalia should not joke with our ngobwetu sana sanede simitakariko yura kinende tiganya ko mweberaligo Thomas Adana Kubet opposed the decision to keep junior secondary learners to be present in primary school. What happened? Katibu na yongu wera niliasini lakini na bokonye mentera Simba ya Mogonga Magangi. Adana Teacher Service Commission is choking with their roles as employer. Balibakoli kabalim 17k for a secondary teacher ga kiobeke question mark 17 choka. Imagine we have seen ababunge bakwena na amarube here and there like the recent incident at Machoge Borabu etono no park please chinyinga sana chitomire kabisa anjigase in one voice we are not going back to school they school mbali kwenda tiga serikali ne kumbigirigoli kabalim gesike ekotoda ababunge nigo bakwena na amarube kira chingaki buna chingeni uchia sandori bamonyete asante Felicia Satana I have my cousin who graduated in the year 2022 tisi mwaka this January alipata barua ya BNB in one of the schools in Kisii Central Sub-County Senior Secondary. So let the Teacher Service Commission confirm this teachers please. And Thomas Yorigira then I remember Secretary General Kupet once said Kupet was deeply disappointed by the recommendation in the interim report. Then what happened? Working but what happened? Korean youth magona jabana jekero
about the stand ya Kupet. The real working party, presidential working party, they are going to refuse. I remember I was part of the panelists by Kisii University, and we presented our paper as the union, as we were directed in the whole country. That ever a school ever domiciled in seniors in secondary schools. But what happened? And I remember saying it very well. Let us not have this one as an exercise of utility. Because at the end of the day, more collective views, more justify, and more collective public participation. We were totally against. But our sister union, KNUT, was also pushing to have this institution taken to what? To primary. But our stand remained that. But now, because the president wanted to implement his policy that he has done, this is a presidential working party that was put in place. Bakarua bagateba abaiboli, but abaiboli na baromba to feireti. Abaiboli. and also heads of institutions, principals, they can't go to senior schools, bullied, you know, that's what they were saying. We told them they did not see far in what will happen. But what happened later? Now still the same people are crying, it was to be here, it was to be that. That's the concern that we are saying. It happened because they were in fear of unknown. But it is eating us.
Ngoira na tori nande onte bina katibu kati ya nathi na kupeti kwa na munedi ugirimo nande kungusana no kukwena na kwiriri sector ya education kwira nice ngenda ida na as Duncan ondie Duncan ikaro marko sign a contract ya 1 year mama etena ikaro mwaro chibesa njire chinge ose mama itegasi ya lenga suggestions
ekere tu abete lured into signing this contract. Na tiga to me an example asibali ba sign this contract. I was working in a very prestigious high school. Na ndichibese tu ali work no as a teacher on BOM chi alingi chinyinge. It was a lot of money. But ngaisaransanse and I questioned myself. Corona came na ninja atupanisha to mate karole BOM na boyo mushahara go gutenene senjo ya corona and stuff. Ngata let me sacrifice. Nsai ni internship weye. So that nsafe for these few months. At the end of the year, na roche the light at the end of the time I am suffering this year, but by next year I will be back. I will be earning my pension. Toroje esengo gali ni ngegu eschi kwere ne chiri ni ngegu 40,000 pension yana te yororo. Na ande corona kego chana no mushahara no tenenu. Wono ngateba tigaye safe and they told us they were going to give us 20,000 as stipend. And ande ne stipend tiba tina kenda explaining in the government by 20,000 stipend. Na ande kero waka no monte stipend. Toi como na chagaki mangana tax stipend tax te bwer toko but inkike kaba bakana tax bakana housing levy ekaru 20 ekairana baka 17 baka 17 induko na to epangire na 20 each ekairana baka 17 abuno all tu angete ko igwera tu angeire ko betu kimungu to na housing levy na ne stipend mwato tebet inkimungu to tax ri na ne stipend mwato tebet abuno oborobo angete we knew aya nto amanyete a workload will be this much one so bororo go toliera zaidi umuntu naroro to aswete nerera akabe ku PNP nkabe ku internship I am going home with 17,000 oyonko gendare home with full salary but ye biras to somi sometimes na ndo konyora ngo somi birasi bingi ko mungu no abuno eshide ku ngeno ekungera ku kumigera sawa tiga tole mereriera ani bakaboni ile next year be confirm this thing na bebe tokale mereri togaika bakanga ko to confirm but right now what we are saying na batwali rubeli ya confirmation boniga they backdated back to February 2023 ekera baba mendo baligetu when they will be moving a job group baba ni shoto move ya mona baro
sana ondieki
about that issue
alafu mbao to debani ule akupete na nati
come up with such kind of employment in general you get to a contract a contract to it took 1 year to cover confirmed
yes
and I think through that in the minds of the likes of Dan Bakalengerelina again the previously this is what happened and these guys ended up being absorbed. We didn't go for an interview to get them from the employer confirmation letters and I think that is what lured most of people to sign these contracts. You also as in time. So it is not their own making and again the government was rushing to ensure that the CPC takes off because Banyera needed to primary to be domiciled primary. When you get in secondary schools, if you were to be there in secondary schools, when a problem, the employment will be continuing normally. Very to very in senior secondary, so that the institution takes off like that smoothly. But because the government created the problem, and I think it is the best, the better option to remove that problem it is created. Again about the nut and the puppet. And are we reading from the same script?
And you know, affecting our sector.
Our interests are others are similar, others are not. So we are serving members very in different environments. Because na twate abana Kupet members were post primary education teachers. Now not most of their members are drawn from primary schools. So the institutions are different. The welfare of these members where they are very different. Their terms of whatever, they are very different. So that's why we engage. There are some things we agree when we go to discuss about salary increment.
That's bana ekerwenda dego. Omwalimu oko oyo tenede primary omwadi teacher. Ngiombe kyali.
Omwadi teacher arekeni youth.
Arekeni youth.
Yes.
Bono noyo omwalimu yatenene to chesses nigale Kupet.
Yes.
Ekerba kwa no mogutano roje. Gakinegero mwalimu oyo.
Now that is that's where there is it has happened because that's why we are saying you had it from me from the word go. Now post primary whoever would be the head of the institution at qualification is slightly higher than that of the people or equivalent. The reason why we are saying that in an environment where the juniors are more qualified than the person leading them, there will be conflict. There, according to get the inferiority complex. Which is not the case because they have said they are very comfortable working.
Very comfortable.
But the KNUT, for those ones being the members of KNUT, and these are our members, I don't think there is a conflict. Because already they were there. Into one our members will deal with our members.
Pesa na Kupet katibu na ndio already volia mundana rote na honest in public schools kama tukorana amangana CPC as a private ya korabu yakubwa kubwa kama utana sikira skuma bana bar 160 mwalimu yo mogose batatu bane na utana most of those people are employed by government ngo balenge amangana humanity balinga abantu ba science timedio ndike usina bala dena humanity na bwa bange na science agro ina lingu igoro ya CPC
every CPC in private institutions and public institutions it is true. We have done a study. We have moved around. Our private institutions are doing very well. Our private institutions, amongana CPC, they are doing very well because we have enough infrastructure. This is business. They have built laboratories. They have built libraries. They have equipped them. They have employed enough teachers. Teachers are not teaching more than the expected number of lessons they're supposed to teach and the subjects they are qualified in those institutions which are private. This is business. And those students vary in private schools are gaining more than those in public institutions. In public institutions, the mechanisms you employ abantu, they have left it to the government because they only come down but they be abantu bali in primary mutagoja makonye birasi birisareke then will tell us that's what has happened but what in njumoto konye birasi bidero because teachers are not enough. They have not built the apparatus because we don't have a public primary school ya bwate apparatus. So nyembono bawejaga because you had the government has budgeted, has given a budget to improve infrastructure in terms of building of laboratories, libraries and all that. This time around already abana ba grade 9 next year. But already this infrastructural development in our schools I want to confirm now in private institutions are doing very well. Also their level of understandings and the way they are taught, they are very different from in public schools because of the environment and the facilities that we enjoy in those private institutions. Most private institutions, they have even a swimming pool. But when you go to public schools, school they don't have a swimming pool swimming because that's part of what they teach in the curriculum. So that way, the government has really affected in these private institutions. And now everybody there is someone who can take their kids to private schools. They are in our public school. Schools wanaumia sana.
Ntwakwanira igoro ya marube agodishu na babunge netebire inasemekana ikiara mnanjibu mtu media tinda thibitisha hiyo na ndatebe na kwenda na bali lakini iko tebekana na kwenda na bara marube kero tebekana na igo kiombegia ati service commission ngere independent.
That's the question we are asking because as per the constitution ndo the independent commissions ndo the public service commission ndo the national police service commission ndo the teacher service commission most of times like the public service commission one employees by abafanyikazi bae ya kwanyora ya bamentere jibasa without a lot of push and pull lakini our teacher service commission lazima muruan yani ngana nero gupinge mblo mufanyikazi wana ndiko kwa beze I don't have this money to give this one, let me go and ask instead onanganere konda ya table you know that's how it is onanganere ya table na abafanyikazi bane from their union, this is what they want we want this money to do ABCD but instead yokonyorana most of the time no batachirete ngolinze bakataja kabisa mbatageti to move forward it used to be an independent commission it used to be I want to go to be quoted. It used to be an independent commission. But for now, it's the independence we are not seeing. We are not seeing.
Turne asundi. Ndieki. Moro kaponiga. Kwera school ra very good time from now. Nrocho buya bonde mboro ayo kwaro de na aya na botora buya nocho buya usibado. Barra babunge bono paka baba convince na maruberende na karobo.
As at now, gonna to isra to boniga. Some member of parliament from the Parliamentary Education Committee, narangerite some of our leaders, Pagaisaransa, they talked, but what they talked is not again to totagite. Again to bakwana rete gabu, yani again to mo bungo you hari kukwana, tali to bantabu, tali to totagite gotegere. Tiga kero kende nchente bigi tutagita zate now ekibai onya baigwete baigwe one boni gamuna to transtiga onya gutagite umwarimu o JSS o your internship waira ne kirasimi iginto ko mukorere gitangani no ko mwali ruberia ya PNP boni ga number 2 diruberio ndiana no ina discriminatory order because internship is illegal. Njirete yorange ko totebinga tigange bari bangete internship February ndatiga August still to uchikirasi still to uchikirasi ogotoa toli sign togache tosoke na babamento para singe into to feel the pain yo mondo ko earn full salary into to ko earn less njirete yo tora tiga babamento para witamaga
mwa embroy mechanism mogo chigo godiri emangana discriminatory ose mangana intimidation because ngwate ama beta intimidated sana mpaka ikomika choswa kiara mondo bara uliro bata mesana tenje nairu tadrais motara jamanda ba
mechanism we use very simple it is very simple omwalimu obwenda kutoka class ya JSS no oli employee tuliri during PNP aba bande bonsipi unkokora tole chi demonstration I think mwa witness ritogo chikora chi demonstration of which tuangere gotwaro bokongo elinga tuangere kulinu chi permit again thokora nekemo toko basabe permit batolini ntoi kogenda para togutarangora tuitranse gali TS county offices ntoi ko disruption yonsi to batabingane moji ko toli skuru nga guseno otole intu aba tole nsaiga ntoi kogenda ntoi ko cause commotion tokora tobogoli packed lunch yaito tuisranse gali office chabo bosio no tokori lunch gabu marogo baboire togenda nyumba nande mambi yaye boigo until they listen to us again tutoka tutagete ko ikorwese bale neke one amaruba ino aya two compensation ya ino ko February ese nje gazi to aliko kolere ngende Brighton ngochole ga kireke mambi baka maroba toli mwanafunzi you are employed omanya ko ya guchishiringi ibere oyo mino mokora na ere gazi gaiga era ya guchishiringi 10 no kore gazi buya so we are demotivated kero kene no egente ngaba halime tole bata to igrasi me nkwa workload ya 40 I teach 40 lessons yani meaning every lesson nimbuate kirasi tembo atinza ngo izransa check kitabu tembo atinza ngo ikarasa nkole recess pon igasi ne nyinge umushahara no moke compared to oyo mintolo mwena they give us those letters they compensate us from February to now na bali ba August boygo bae wa maruwe pape compensated from August to now and then when we are moving job groups next year tutoko move 3 years toko para kuriri to aswete kirasi bese ngichika asina ya mutokora job group yitos ke jos go sena ane nere tobo kom
we sana ngomentore
ntonke nata to kwanera about ekero abantu what a peaceful demonstrations
that's it
we've moved with our brothers and sisters by the junior school we tried to have a peaceful demonstration last time. We were asking the government a toy permit, you know, they're supposed to sign to receive information that we'll be having a procession, a walk, airing our views to the general public that we are not satisfied. But they goes ahead and they deny that is that thing we cannot allow. When we see other people from other counties doing the same, impunity in Nero must stop. They must listen. What they are going to do. We are not going to break people's properties. We are not going to cause chaos. We are professionals. By their views, whatever this is, we are dissatisfied with the way the employer is doing to us. But the general public, whoever, no any parent, or girls, whoever was there, Pamanyana, these people are not in school, they are on the streets, but they are not going to cause chaos.
Impunity, you can analyze it.
We are dealing with the government.
Dealing with the government.
Thank you.
Isaka, Karagodeana, TSC is a commission, and in our constitution, commissions are independent. But when I see a commission that have been taken hostage, I pit our union leaders. If Parliament has gone to bed with the TSC, then our union should rise to the occasion, more especially KUPPET, because they will be beneficiaries, since if TSS teachers are confirmed. Might they grade the HSSP in one and stand strong as came BDU? KUPPET, when they were at their ADM, economic meeting, they were championing for prorata instead of discussing teachers' welfare. Workers' union in Kenya are led by Democrats. Is it led by Democrats?
You know, we are doing the right thing. And you know, this politics. One, the Ganjak and Traker was Democrat, and the band were Democrats, people are eating. The same member of parliaments. Now, Robako castigate unions, because I saw somebody talk about that unions, they are not doing their rightful role. At the same people who sabotage the unions, Paji colleague as a union, Kogenda, employee that Gerekora, find a boya Maru Valley Cavanto, and about the union, Tematigas Yago. You see, in that way, that's a double speak. About what are you doing? You are paid to do that. And the man of an TSC, Yamaru and Akwa, my brother, or the one at TSC, over the winner, we got to comply with the member parliaments are saying. So, in that case, I'm looking at the conflict of interest. And somebody is saying that we are the ADM, I'm going to get DC. ADC reason as to why. Through collegiality issues affecting our junior school teachers, every county must bring representatives of these teachers. And indeed they were there. They were given time to air their views, and the views were taken positively. All of them, and that is what made them otherwise nationally. It was to be very difficult for these guys to meet Wakamanyana, and that's why you see they are strong the way they are. Talking about us being Tumbocrats, that the union is becoming Tumbocrats. The monies that are given to the union is to ensure that the members are served. That's why you are deducted your union dues. That's not being a Tumbocrat. We have leaders that we were doing a prorata or what. There is a constitutional amendment. We get a constitution, we change you. We cover and because there is a clause, but as leaders, we want to have a constitution, whatever is saying, what we are doing at the Kasarani, no one ensure that when you're constitution, we go say we a member. So whatever product they are talking about, no one ensure that there is equal representation. And they go attend ADC instead of calling a few people to go and attend. So many people have been brought on board.
Yes, I agree. There is a court order, no dispute about it. But with the Sakayo government, but with the government, Kiara William Nata Mugumita Sakayo, Bado, ni China too. With the total disregard of court orders and the show of arrogance we have been seeing. Ondiek, are you sure if you boycott classes, will you succeed? Remembering you are in your thousands outside, you are thousands outside here. And we have been seeing what they have been doing to doctors in Afire and your church. Ekotora na ibadete bono mutakirwa na school.
A court, it's not an order, it's a ruling. Unajua a court, when the court has ruled, it is
that's
final.
a ruling, yeah.
What they petitioned about, ne clause getting gaki karato achi stay order getting abanta tora regente, of which na de bali netu. I don't know whether I answer you first or that quadra mangana pro rata. What that guy or mangana pro rata or whatever is he felt abanta batoire to ADC, we were not given enough time to air our views. Whether we went to the ADC from 47 counties to Alengoro, but in Tonyo already enough time yoko air our grievances. Of course, but the representative where Makori JSS there are things nini, lakini Tonyo already enough airtime. Airtime. Na kirenda whatever kikatibu. Next time we are going to the ADC, we will be going. Tigato tukubuguli una chifulawa gani. Tigato buguli una professionals and their matters to go to agitate at national level. That one na okonye kora.
That one is a serious irrigation to go make na again mo buguli tu na.
No, you know, I want to clarify that so that whoever is watching that right a problem.
Yes, yeah.
What happens when you go for an ADC? Remember, it is the whole country that is there.
Yes.
Everybody cannot speak. You remember the entire leadership of the country was there.
Yes.
The entire leadership,
Okay.
And then, ababata kelego kwana, these are representatives.
Yes.
No, you need to go to address at the national officials, not even the branch officials, not even the executive secretaries from the branch, national officials. And then to go to a plenary later, of which they were not supposed to participate in the plenary because we went to discuss union matters. In union matters, because they were not part as per the constitution. If they would have sat in that meeting to continue exploring, it would be an illegality, transacting to be a business, union when they are not eligible members. We called upon them to listen and also give them what? Information. So you are not taken as flower.
Let me tell you.
At least you learn something from that.
Yes.
Do you think that in a competitive represented well?
Let me answer that, and I think that this world
so far. Do you think that the Kupeti Miranda Kupet?
Yes.
Represented well?
Kupet at county level,
not in national.
Work. Kupet at national level, I want to distance their support from us.
Katib, you are in Kuratia, one ninja go this way. Egolega in ground level.
Yes.
You go on if you go around, no,
once we do. Once we've got information from the grassroots, Nigeria became very categorical. Sometimes our national leaders, but they let us down. That one we have to be very honest. Because once we have done everything here possible, to have a colleague, to have a ground, to have a limit, to have a boss, to have a on our own. That is the problem. So, but most of the times,
not because you are any orang, not even a barang and government rende, the
protocol on how we do things. Like these ones are going to boycott going to class, but there is a way these things are done.
I don't think we boycott, but
boycott for the ruling. Oh no, the only person who is mandated to communicate on behalf of the union in this country is the Secretary General, Akero Misori. Even me, I'm not mandated.
That's it.
At the branch level, the only person who is mandated to release a communication on behalf of the branch is the executive secretary seated here today. Nobody else.
That's it.
Now, when we are waiting guidance from the national office through the Secretary General, it's not coming. What are we supposed to do? We cannot call for a strike as an individual, or you call for something as an individual. There are organs that are supposed to be engaged so that that thing can happen. And that's why we're going to be under a stalemate. to take this responsibility because these are our brothers and sisters. We know we meet every day here at the county. Together we can't see them serve. We have done so many meetings with our JSS leadership. They can bear witness. We've been doing meetings, planning every day on how we can assist them. But what we can be able to do at the branch level, we have done that one effectively. Yes, confirmed.
The commission gives out beer and letters to politicians, which is illegal. Also, the commission should follow the protocol when employing teachers in terms of years of graduation. Brighton, I graduated in the year 2015, and by 2016 September nilikuwa under Teacher Service Commission, but after kutoa kitu kidogo I confessed the commission is corrupt.
Tiga ngayo na usabishi.
Kyo tuli jukokora.
Amangana ali flower girl. Maybe now misquoted or I used a heavy term. We were permitted to speak. You know, the guest of honor in that setup was the Prime Minister, was the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi.
Yes.
Do you know we spoke after he had left? That is when we spoke. So that I think the guy who sent that message, what he felt like, why were we not allowed to speak? When they...
But the representatives,
they didn't. They spoke after he had left. They spoke after the media has left. I don't know whether you back one.
So time frame.
But the air time to it. Yani ya betenga. To I would gas and AOB. Toroji. How I wish the national coupet. But I got to at the same time before SG akwana before and abanda bakwana because a protocol you. Bakwane. Then we speak. Do you think it is going to work if we boycott because the nurses are outside for how many months now? Are they dead? Mbakweti intuna tuego chuko. And let me tell you, nabateba po niganga tope patient toganya kwa marube July nga togendere colleagues until July tomanya kwa marube. We will wait outside. Outside paka July you unless another is batwa marube boniga we don't have a problem kwa uli rube totally wakan totally rube they wait for that budget but then again ngitoko kanyere budget na ndoroje bakwe na supplementary budget to the office of the first lady chipesa chinyingi ngitoko kanyere budget bakwe na supplementary budget bakulika chi cabinet CAS there is money but olike boniga
but there is money
but compensate all our money again I want to cry to the parents outside here abaiboli you are the same people mualirete buna katibu atebanga ngatiga yes yetikale matega isenga chabana nabake tiga itigalega because ge kugenda high school unko very expensive now it is turning out to be expensive as mole come out and support us unless onye mutegeto mwana uyu garu nyomba bunacha kuna kwamolete school na ndaira ne kabuna aru nyomba because we will not teach them, we will not be there ntoka hiyo school na ande basoke batubu atisi egera abana baba baso basoke but the parents association there is a parents association their leadership will come out all from county levels paka national level eso kete bia serikali akana balimu baitu batosomelia abana baitu
biasa na ondiaki fen ninka ni omenda jideka ikobiga tokorere kiagara nurojina chinsa kiaminyo kirakagini naomba utusaidie 10 minutes zokorega atibe tusino nyuwete lakini nkagere tena it's in order kabisa ikiagera 10 minutes tumayo tukore gokora tore can you then ask katibu what is Kupet doing especially at the elm to support the JSS pushing the embroider ngagete ngwera nilio kwa na kimwenda thokora osoro pita then CBC is a nightmare at private schools in about there they have not told those teachers there they only embrace infrastructure but end up employing cheaper labor with limited known how. Those in public schools are well equipped teachers. Let the government improve infrastructures and confirm them for smooth service delivery in our schools. Unaona Peter Masaso Soro or Pema from Nyamaje. Asante sana. Aski Abinja to tell us where is NDC, where Akero Msodi addressed JSS matter, and if why are they receiving show causes. Let us over the recent demos in the respective counties which undertook the demos.
Sawa.
Bora kabisa na NDC akira kwa na tibanga na JSS.
Allow me tebe kana during the ADC. Na kirina tebe dan kanina the information that was relayed by the representatives. That same information, because into what go take minutes during any meeting. The same information that I have read to the chief guest who was there. Everybody can understand. Acha go somewhere the chief guest what you wanted the chief guest to address, because that's a constitutionally meeting. Yeah, made go address some issues. Once the issues, which are very written down, those that needs to be addressed by the national government and those be supposed to address by the leadership were put down. Respond whatever they wanted to respond. So Akero Misori responded to this. That is why when you are saying to ask for a clip, it would have not made any sense if abantu representative chair says that meeting. That's the starting point. Because yare ko bana ba yopi to ngonya wata to ngena banta ba very ignored completely because they were not there. So the issue of chairs was addressed, and it was addressed very well during the ADC. The only problem is the action. Action. We have said this, now we need action. But action has remained to come to the branches. And that is why in Dumune Kisi branch, Kupet, that's why we are supporting the junior school teachers. So Amangana Agurumsori addressing the issues at the national level during the ADC. He did that by inviting the junior school representatives and also making them address their issues, captured in our minutes, and then he had to respond. Those was to be forwarded to the chief guest. The chief guest was able to address it. That's it. Secondly, there is that issue of private that they are not retooled. You know, when I hear that, I want to be very categorical here. Because you might have to talk about same. Private institutions. In Bariko Retool or Somia. In Chemunandega, Ngoi can say about the Kuruna County Education Board. County Education Board, Ekaro, Aban, what I call it retooling. No, I never when they are choose as a master the other day. Let us dispatch to private institutions to release teachers by the word than that. I think you can bear with the Daskan that some private institutions, I may not know that all of them or how many, but the release their teachers to those. There are some only there are some but release we need to know because some action needs to be taken against that institution because the Abuna Kenya Abana Agoso Miguna Bantabatiki retool about cheap labor. I don't think so. Because when I've gone to those private institutions, so it's not about cheap labor. Those are professional teachers. If they call them cheap labor, then you go back the university.
Biasa katibu ondie kikwana sideke masomeje SMS just a minute.
You are private schools.
In a minute.
Personally, I was sitting in a class, retooling. Let me again demystify a fact again. Now, in a private school, now let me be here as a witness. Most private schools, they are out to make money. They have put in place the structures, which is okay. Lakini omwalimu tigamtebeke mine, and I can give evidence abalimu bali gocha for retooling because a private school keroko so mi abana for example 2 streams bako to abalimu about 5 or 6 when a private schools egotomo mwalimu oyomo to retooling achigo so mi abubande. I don't know whether that will go tima because in nyare kare eba auto mwalimu oyomo. Why? They want to cut on expenses, but I go spend a lot of cash. Na kie moto
mine mbare ngabo
mine mbororo bari mu abu mbari retool and tigango tabie so mine boko bero bonge zaidi. I was approached by owner of a private school gotenga tafadhali sekiwa some time between 6 in boarding between 6 to 8 oje unkunere bintu gete
family
you know that's a matter that the is supposed to be addressed
Yes,
nationally.
you can address
they are
As
sent
he's
letters.
saying, because I sit in that board,
Now
I have picked something and I want to take that matter seriously personally.
that's
Yes,
That,
they are sent letters, but they don't
They
come.
must be
that's it.
addressed and done.
Ndio kore biro bitu
Mutual.
bierere tiasome SMS ga morning Etaya TV salimia katibu na huyo mgeni mwingine tebi katibu akwanire promotion ga kicha abalimu kwanire oindoroti I think mwamdoroti kurwase skuru ya kireri katibu na kwandayo na nyoro kusoma SMS. Good morning. So unfortunate that most schools in JSS in junior school does not have lockers. It is. In fact, let the parents of JSS school be aware that nothing is going on JSS. Nothing they are forced, but kendengeyo eyokorworo. In fact, primary teachers, 8 JSS teachers. Yani okorna banu bali bainse bakangeta bali ma JSS for no good reason. I like in my school we demanded lockers to keep our properties. Also student ayamangana makong ayuna boko ya soma abugo chinse kabisa. Wilson abuga watching from Kiabu same. Our education sector is failing us. The government gave electronic devices but total not in use. How the nice school chiagure kabisa. Opening schools now and employing online classes in Kenya is the greatest discriminative more better. Wakai home bangana yuatu. Another front of even if that corruption near sensemo ya mangana ali chess mangana ali TSC corruption near Tangaine. Etaya TV, I'm Shem from Nyosia, JSS teacher. Our prayer is to be confirmed to B and B, and if possible JSS to be domiciled in secondary school where these learners can get learning materials needed. Lakini asa mangana domicile yaro tuakori na ndete kwira na kuchiari tigebe ondie ru ngana leo mwali ujasonga jumure kya rebitu byarire na ndangi kande tuyitonyora mange tuakwanire na ndi aya ninko bosemi kabisa
tiga anene mono ntakire omuiboli abaiboli bali babwata abana abo bagosoma in junior secondary school bonengere grade 7 grade 8 na ande omwako ningoso grade 9 inuni nutute torre kapisa moko soka para moko imokia mato moko tebia serikali nga gaki mutato likereti abana aba baito bale maiga gaiga nkumia bale because ekemane kelinga na nature school na chigoro ba nga whether rain or shine bone ga it is rain school ntoyo when it comes to shine chigoro chigoro still ntokali to kororo bono inu tema gusuma tobwate sia so gusuma serikali employee abalimu aba etolike in permanent and pensionable terms riboli lia kabiri ko chira sabaru bali junior school tuabekire mikakati tuamuire nare we are speaking one voice bona onya tokali ko tegere gendo tokukwana no mo katibu atebere ganga koire nanguka iyo school school na chigoro boniga onya tora eguiru belia goriria permanent and pensionable koire nanguka iyo school otogoro mwalimu ole internship primary otoko mwalimu ole internship junior secondary otoko mwalimu ole internship senior secondary internship igere illegal bono nabaho kugende school lakini kora abwatwe nabokoranga kiyo cha kuhandle amangana ayo it is illegal for you to go back to school na ande egenteke nengelinga okorobekana immediately school chigo chikoigoro especially about JSS immediately school chikoigoro and I want to thank Kupet aso gotokonya mangana ayo korobekana para in fact again tigangiriri bageri ko thank very much Kupet Kisi County leadership you are doing a good job go to pangira mangana it is hard go panganda tuweka you as our patrons mwatokonyire sana tigara thank mono sana banu bali ba senior school baigute ziri gweli tumigirete bagosoka para bacha gutugitera bacha gotwali bereranga abara ba mindonko goserumuli inu na baire okoboko and I am thanking you very much bona ayo mwalimu junior school onya abara ba senior baachire gutubwatese ajeningo kaki oisaranse nyumba oganye orwanererwa ebiega so next time kerenko beka igali libori ngaki twens tosoke tokene korobeka ne town ensure you are there to be counted otherwise you don't na kwana get compensation if you will not be in the street another one nabora amisa kwa compensated so compensation is individual
ndiye kikora
is very individual tikakole ke tokyo mwelio liboli liko gechiera se TSC na babunge amo kwa ujumla TSC egenteke tangani mwasie kama ngana aliyo goto bekera adverts bogata bono njira teyo mogo to employ through adverts nga 5000 are needed here mogasieka moigo kora bitebyo ana mono ngageta maruba ayo na rumo kwira mwachie mpi moto tebiga ngai to gukurusie gas ese aba bunge gose nino mogo to but yes, before then totagete mokole bintu bibere boniga
akema
moto ya maruba ito permanent and pensionable boniga but it is not hard amaruba permanent and pensionable Kenya ngimana bakoli within 3 hours na ndaba dispatched by G4S
ya kabere ya tagete katiba kwa
to ya kabere ensure mwalikire budget ego compensate chibese chito koru February last year paka boniga otherwise ndokajo birasime no tokale skokaiga ande bible moto mabana birasi sinjo tokayo
ondie kimbie mono diganja se katibu nere akole asimambia boni akarunge ngana ya mwere asimambia boni
kaini mbia mono Brighton umujada role ro gukona igoro yiri opening schools and plants ndeta gotebia abantu baminto bonspia semora se usiengi and also in the whole country we are saddened that the country has been in a half okay of floods. The Madina school yet have been disrupted, and we want to thank the government for moving very fast to ensure the safety in our institutions, especially the kids who are on the school. Barobago travel by passes back during the day. Those are the scholars and those who are in schools which are covered by water. I want to say the government, you did a very good thing to ensure that you suspend the opening of institutions until this issue is addressed. So we are also very watchful, and also we want that the government to make sure you come up with a policy. I Minister CS Education come up with a policy. Disadvantage because that is the topic that we had today. Disadvantage online because already some institutions have started employing online classes, which will disadvantage those students. Send a circular about those online classes should stop immediately so that they have people at par. Secondly, that they go work around mitoga done. The monasana so koea even vinge vichanda wali muweta say junior school as Kupet Kizi branch. We are with you, we are with all the teachers, and we want to tell you now we'll continue fighting until you are confirmed and compensated. That's the language. And they are calling themselves Muguls. We work with the Muguls. And that's why you're saying Mugul for Mugul. Yes. The junior schools, we want to say we will work with them and we will support everything that you want us to do to ensure that you've been employed. And finally, amangana yamaruwe with employment on side roads and everything. Let us be doing this thing with a lot of decorum. Let the Teacher Service Commission reinvent itself. Irane gosen tonyero la keigo tonyero na portion ga keigo na newate integrity, because integrity has been diminished. Make sure na bali mubaito they have been served well without any other intimidation or prejudice. Ya tobu at the court rulings, tobu at the court orders and everything, including mune county tontu alera sana school njire ganya njo schools jire in the municipality. We have sent so many letters. We will be forced to go to court to ensure that those schools within the municipality were enhanced house allowance, so that these teachers also can benefit from the enhanced house allowance. And our promotions, our teachers, I heard somebody talk about promotions. I want to finish by saying we are also focusing on that, because the stagnation is something. Want to say that all the teachers, the job groups, the next CPA would be signed. We are saying that the job groups will be collapsed, so that the job group C4 and the C5 and the D1, D2 to one job group, so that our teachers can have upward mobility, but that stagnated in any job group.
Thank you.
So that is our take, and I wish that when we start the new dialogue about the next CPA 2025-2029, it will capture all that, and we welcome the views from the teachers, so that that's what we'll use to table to our Teacher Service Commission, the employer, and the government, so that they can be able to assist our people.
Bia sana tikotokora bu katibu na ondieki asinginjo twakwanda manga simambi ya boniga mujadala ngomia sana feedback yenu kiajire kabisa na ye kwanya igule rente tikatuganya ndi jisku chikwe kuri ndo bosembe uri batoire dan kanimba takire bali ku BNP katibu nero taire mbanda takobeke merobyo aho yo kwenekera no na abantu bana konyo promotions na ndinguru ndabale abantu bali barasikyo mbegia kubete linde banyara bagwikirania obakorari baba sinjire ndi nayo machumure kwa torigelia sibabyo ni kuwakira mbye mane kro wacha kuri eta television baruba gusi nabanda soma kia somes cheni muranga berere kyagera ni gamanganare nkamange lakini ntwa nyora chonsi na machivu na mabole mwabo na nyaraga kwira ndigwa asemambe yabona twarbolio be mi eta television baruba gusi bana botambe to kubana sanya na gontita asumuru beta breakfast show yuko chaka chinsa ikubinaibere paka chinsa nyecha kira litukara ntwa sukarera sinegrofenia to menta bodai kaboke asante asense meriende ye kamera niko toko bana Thomas Ngoto na Joshua Uta oyiba connect na bayara iri chibicho kya sense meriende ya transmission egrofen mulyango akope producer itu yo murubeli oyo kuwakira mbe mono mwanchumuria twarwirube meta television barubagusi kuwanjuro ke Brighton tingo bobe konde tomerane angyo asumurubeta breakfast show yeneleta TV kubarabu wagusi.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sara.
Yeah.
Etaya TV Oborabu Wagusi Ine Noganetie omwana ogo anyora masomo yekerero aikiranetie amaganio onsi yeserikali Hurricane Academy Nisukuru ye private yekerero Ejwe kurua masomo yebirengo ao ase curriculum ya CBC Vuna daycare ECD primary na junior secondary Nigo babuate amazingira amaya abalimu babuate obumanyi bwaiguru kegima ebirasi byekerero ebitabu byogosomera bisaine obasombi bwokoreta abana kurwenka gwiki sukuro naboigo kubairania inka umuroberi bwokorwa endagera gocha saborokigwa yani feeding program naboigo chinyomba choboraro gose boarding facilities chekerero as junior secondary mbabuate chi laboratory cha science chi laboratory cha computer amone chi library kolengana no kuganirwa gweserikali bwigo niko bagusira na gukinya ebyegwa asaborokigwa buna music nechigosoli bwigongo somya bale sign language amona French niko egotoka lya twenya chikilomita 3 chioka kurumo chobosongo asepara ya kisi marane okwelike gose admission niko kogenderete bakiri simi ase namba 0755 331318 ajerera onyorere libaga asomwana ugo aranyore amasomo yekerero Hurricane Academy. The future is here. Etaya TV Oborabu Wagusi
Pastor Gila Koder wa New Life Church and Prayer Center Kisii anakutangazia ibada ya meza ya Bwana kuanzia Jumanne ya tarehe 7 hadi Jumapili ya tarehe 12 mwezi huu wa 5.
Yesu Kristo. Chochote unachotaka ubebe kwa ibada hii, ubebe kwa ibada hii.
Tunapatikana Matieko Mosojo, barabara ya Kisii Kisumu.
Wazazi wako haitakupiga tena.
Njoo mmoja, njoo nyote mupate baraka za Bwana. Etaya TV, Oborabu Wagusi.
Ikiye ase aya naiteire.
Ngata jeri badiri omwari kanyaro goro kana tagite igoro. Na suyeta nkori eria seri batiri kora ali arwe line. Kanyaro na miscalculate. Ngawuchi maga wana. Kana abunga were sikigia ringenze omagwangwa. Uja tambo ikarasa nganya tingo nyara. Gwika 10 week banyagidani paya. Sindiko nyara te ne mission hospital ya Sunday. Ngave kungadenga wana yoko be kwa sikitanda. Paka mapi mwitari aje kuligire. Mobile no chingiti yake lakini ndio nana kukende bano sensation iga. Ya kwa siti bara dizuja sama ngo. To date. Ka tuma chibasa na tumete ngikara wasu ngaretero. Ngazo kara chwe ndiri sumjane ketanga. Kana kaba hivi kokenda. Ngara ko changa bono ngaki ndo jo muna no ikinde se condition yende iga. Chibasa bano jaswere waswa. Ekango moya ki onye bari barangera batakemete munta ko omutumboni ngara no batikena to borra kende. Nanje ngira ndo jwana ndo yo mwana se familia. Mu mabwanzi ndiko regret. Ngira na ujinga tanya sambi ambege ndandika. Ikiara ngira na igete ngure rigere no njingura ikaraza na ari rigere na tipulia kwanjira na later. Ngara wake sabu. Abangwa ntwara zo na urabona iga abandi bachi. Ditana kurumu na jira ngakwa mai. Kiringenda kana uranjira ngara hale mai wona ngeta kana na kingo sukuru mabwana. Onye tara mano manyanga obango kwa twara chile yabango. Wazichi dendi ya maboko bachonya sawa tika zama ko nanje bananje kitana hoko nabo kora kinabo sukia
Etaya TV, Oborabu Wagusi. Igasi negasi asorobotirwa bene Jumamosi eye Eric Maobe okwariganirio roboti rw'omusubati omutangani gusi kobo mokoreri asenkendu
asikisi kaunti nje mutangani okore gasi lakini akero okore tebindebyo urusi umurusi yango musibi umubeke lyago mwaka maje kabisa omukamo umubeke free agoto konyora moje rikero kana bona basaje nabo kwate shida mwana ni byate yanga twa waje kungaka mara kwa bombi so challenge ine ariyo katubwa koyo ne chibasa nimbwa nabo kunyara bakora kirikende cyose ndage neje na rusi yo kungaki wacha ikai
nje mokunguti ndiko manya gusine gashiye bitonda gusibi nje ndo dekora no bukimemesa
tari korenta gitondo kiri nechi besa korenta nje nabongo mwanja kulingane gasi ne gasi
Etaya TV, Oborabu Wagusi. Eikiye imeje sabaliane.
Asitu arure na mariga boso.
Na mariga.
Twawate nyombe yemo.
Abantu
nane enyombe yemo y'obunyansi. Nero ejikoni nero nyombe nene.
Okay.
Bono tata akirusia ase nyombe iyo. Akagenda Kericho. Akanyora ngosoma akamaha konte bi Nyerere, akonoka Nyerere.
Ewa na ndi kati ya wakana kitora ndo.
Kambara ke bono ngaka. Hande nyerera no muntu mungaini.
Wenango ya.
Anko ya no sirete uyo mwatata kabisa manene. Aiba coach koreto bra bumuchiwe. Akamotivate sana. Akango moyo.
Iriyo kana utwenda kanga. Handi kwa twaro moyo nki ya kobere.
Efisi ya borede.
Lakini kwa moyo no uri kwa tete agitanga nanda ka.
Na temete sana tugatema to kintu gitokona. Akibono ngaganda lio kino nganyore B-.
Ugasoma na lio kindo mpaka
dale go B- yo jendanga in. To kenyoro ya seito. Nincho mutanga ni nabeketwe eguto ye degree.
Kuro kenyoro ya kenyoro?
Omutanga ni
okore. Somete kuro nanda abekete ya. Kuro kenyoro ya kenyoro. Ondo somete kenyoro PhD primary school school boruso. Nero karokonyora. Omutanga ni kobe kuro ya se kenyoro ya kenyoro.
Yes. Entangan. Akini bono kuro edio. Chia chile chinyinge wo.
Etaya TV.